Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than the videos that I normally do. It's going to be a book video. If you didn't know, I love to read, and a lot of the times I feel like I don't have enough time for it. And then I looked at my screen time and I was like, 5 hours? What? And I figured out I do have time to read, I'm just mindlessly spending that time on my phone. So that brings us into today's video of me swapping my screen time for reading for a week. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, so I hope you guys like it. Let's go ahead and get right on into the video. We're gonna be using my screen time from last week to determine how much I'm gonna be reading this week, because obviously you can't like do it from this week yet because this week hasn't happened. So last week's average was 5 hours and 17 minutes, which actually was 19% down from the week before, and I think it was just because I was so busy because like I vlogged last week and I did a ton of stuff. If you haven't seen that, by the way, go check that out because it was a full packed vlog. It says my total screen time over like the whole week was 37 hours and 2 minutes. That is literally insane. Okay, so now let's get into what really matters, is how much I have to read each day. Monday, April 10th, I was on my phone for 4 hours and 42 minutes. So that's actually one of the lower ones that I have in here. So that makes me feel a little bit better, even though it still feels like a lot of time. Tuesday was 5 hours and 31 minutes. Wednesday was 5 hours and 46 minutes. Thursday was 4 hours and 5 minutes, so we dwindled it down a little bit, not mad about that. And then Friday was 4 hours and 37 minutes. Wednesday is definitely going to be a long day for me, let's just say that. I actually already started reading this morning, so I'm gonna insert that clip here. Good morning, everybody, how we doing? Today, as I've probably said a billion times in this video, we are swapping our screen time for reading, and my current read right now is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I'm really enjoying this book so far. She is a thicky one, that's for sure. So we are starting our timer for 4 hours and 42 minutes, and let's see how much we can get done this morning. Okay, so I ended up reading for about an hour and a half. I have 3 hours and 12 minutes on my timer left for the rest of the day. I also didn't tell you guys what page I started on. I started on 386 and I got to 447. I do have to go to work today though from 2 to 6, and I have to do that Monday through Thursday. Friday I don't have work this week. So hopefully I can still be successful with those 4 hours lost during the day, but I think that I'll be able to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and make some lunch and then we're gonna be back and I'm gonna read for a bit. Okay, today's lunch is some leftover quesadillas from lunch yesterday and then some apples. I've got about an hour and 40-ish minutes left, so we're doing really good on time. During that time, I read to page 493, so we're doing pretty good. And I just did the math. This book is 652 pages, so we have about 159 pages left, so I might be able to finish this today, or at least early tomorrow morning. There was one part where I was reacting to it just a second ago whenever I was reading before I left for work that you guys probably just saw, and I was literally laughing so hard because Ron said that he loved Hermione. He was like, "I love you, Hermione," or something like that. And I was like, because he's still like dating and stuff like that during this time. If you've ever read these books, you know like the whole storyline. Plus, as the books go along, obviously they get older, so I don't know, just like hearing about like how they are whenever they get older and stuff like that. Like Harry in the 5th book, he was super angsty and like kind of annoying and like mad about everything. Rightfully so to some respect, considering like the cards he's been drawn in life. But I don't know, this one with like Harry being in love with and Ron and that whole little love triangle is super interesting to me too. I just think it's so funny. I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading for a little while and see how far I can get. I know Luke's coming over tonight, so I might finish off the reading later tonight too. Okay, happy Tuesday. As you can tell, I sound disgusting. Tuesday is 5 hours and 31 minutes of reading. As you saw, I already started off this morning. I started off on 553 of Harry Potter, and I just wanted to read until I was done. It has about 650 pages, so I read about 100 pages, and now I have 2 hours and 50 minutes left. Anyways, I finished our first book of this challenge, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I'm still not sure what I want to rate it yet, so I think I'm going to sit on that rating and think about it a little bit more, but it was a very good book. A very big character dies, and it literally breaks my heart every time I watch the movie, every time I read this book, which I've read this book one time, that being this time. But every time I watch the movie, it makes me cry. Obviously, this is the last book, so I don't know how everything like ends up, but I am a little bit sad about like one of the couples breaking up because I really like them together personally. But I know that it had to happen for like character development and all that kind of stuff along the road. I'm sure they'll get back together because they do in the movies. So, all in all, a great book. Just proves again that if you have not read the Harry Potter series, you have to. I'm really excited to finish this series because I do only have like one book left, but I'm looking at my bookshelf right now and I'm kind of thinking like, I don't want to finish it right now because I kind of read the 5th and the 6th one pretty close together, and they're like hefty guys. I kind of want to read like just like a classic romance. I ended up setting up my bookshelf in a way that the books are at the top of my TBR are like in this little section right here. So we've got Archer's Voice, In 5 Years, and Better Than the Movies. So I'm gonna think on those and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I am back. I just got ready and ate some lunch, but I've officially decided on In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle just because it's a lot shorter than the last few books I've read. I think it's only like 250 pages, which is kind of nice. It's a nice change of pace. All right, here we go. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Today is our longest day that we have. We're gonna be doing 5 hours and 46 minutes of reading. And I guess that's not like that much from yesterday because it's just like a 15-minute-ish difference. As you can tell, I still do not sound very good, so sorry about that. I never updated you on this book either on In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. Honestly, it's not that bad so far. I showed you guys last night when I finished. I was on page 110. It's basically about this girl named Dani, and she has everything like super planned out for her life. The age she gets her dream job, the day she gets engaged, the day she gets married, all that kind of stuff. So basically she ends up getting engaged to her partner named David, and they're like really happy, whatever. And then that night that she gets engaged, she has this like weird like dream that feels like really real, and it's about this guy named Aaron, and she's in a totally different like apartment. They're obviously together because her clothes and his clothes are in the closet and stuff like that. Okay, and the dream is 5 years into the future, like to the day. So it's really weird. She's trying to do everything she can to not let that happen, basically. And there's just like a pretty big like twist almost in the middle of the book, since I am about 100 pages in and it's only like 250. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm not gonna give any spoilers or anything, but we do have to get to reading because it is 11:30 and I did wake up extra late today just because I felt like my body needed some extra rest. So let's see if we can finish it up today. Okay, I am all cozied up and we're gonna go ahead and start today's timer. We've got 5 hours and 46 minutes. Let's start. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. The wind is a little bit loud right now, but I did finish In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. I honestly don't really know how I feel about it. I feel like this book did not go where I thought it was gonna go. The way that it ended just didn't really make any sense to me. I don't really want to spoil anything if you do want to read this. It was a nice, easy, quick read, and honestly, like, I was kind of like on the edge of my seat the whole time, so that was nice. I'm definitely gonna do like a little wrap up of all the books that I read in this video at the end, but yeah, I'm not really sure exactly how I feel about this yet because I think I'm still just like in shock afterwards, I guess, if that makes any sense, because it just wasn't really the story that I thought it was gonna be. After I finished this, I started reading Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. If you know who Haley Pham is here on BookTube, then you've definitely heard of this book. It's been hyped a lot on BookTube, on Book Talk. So yeah, I think I'm literally like 17 pages in, so we are gonna go ahead and get more into this one. I have 2 hours and 9 minutes left for the day. Let's go ahead and start.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. And now we go our separate pathways.
Okay, good morning. Happy Thursday. We are more than halfway through this challenge. I'm really proud of myself so far because I've done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all the way through. And Wednesday was our longest day, so I feel like we're gonna be fine for Thursday and Friday. Okay, today we are gonna be reading for 4 hours and 5 minutes, and that's like the least amount out of all the day, so I feel pretty good about that. I'm about 112 pages into Better Than the Movies. Basically, her and her neighbor across the street, they're like enemies, like they hate each other. They always fight over this parking spot, but they were friends whenever they were little, and they had this like huge little like friend group whenever they were younger, but this guy named Michael like moved away, but now he's back, and since Liz is obsessed with rom-coms, she's like determined that like he is her fate, he is her meet cute, he is her like rom-com movie moment. She basically makes a deal with Wes, and if Wes can help her get Michael to ask her to the prom, then he gets like the parking spot forever. I'm interested to see how this turns out because I am only 100 pages in, so anything could really happen. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our 4 hours and 5 minutes of reading for the day. Timer is started. Let's go. Okay, Liz was texting Michael on Wes's phone because Michael was asking Wes if Liz was coming to the basketball game. Liz ended up answering as Wes, like super normal, and then she's also saying as Wes, she's like, oh my gosh, like what hair products do you use? Like you're my hair hero, like I have to know, I love your hair, like as Wes. Girly, Wes is not gonna help you after this, that's so weird.
Been up for way too long, but I don't wanna come down. Caught up in a long free fall, you got.
Okay, hey everybody, it is a lot later. It is currently 9:30. I had work and then I had like a job training thing to go to after that to like 8:30, so I just like got home, ate a little bit of food, talked to my parents, FaceTime, like all that kind of stuff. So I'm finally just now getting back into reading. We have about an hour and 30 minutes left for today, and we're just gonna get right on into it. I'm a little bit more than halfway through, and I feel like she's finally starting to realize that she has feelings for Wes. Literally every single chapter she'll like mention Wes or like think about him in like a random moment that doesn't even have like anything to do with him, or she'll be like, oh my gosh, like he's actually like a really nice guy, like if he was my type, or something along those lines. I really do think Wes and Liz end up together. I just don't know like how exactly it's gonna happen, so I'm interested to see like who goes for who first, all that kind of stuff, because I definitely think Wes likes her too. I can just feel the vibes, you know? We're just gonna get right on into it because I just literally have to know what happens. Let's go ahead and set our timer. We've got an hour and 30 minutes to go.
Sway for a minute, the plane moves side to side.
Literally, like I just said, she's mentioning stuff about Wes that like she thinks is like attractive, but like it's not her type. So she's like, I get why other people would like this, but it's not for me type of thing. She says, he was still looking up at the sky and my eyes lingered on his profile. Even though he wasn't my type, that strong jaw, prominent Adam's apple, and thick hair made a pretty picture. Like, come on, Liz. Come on, just tell him you like him or something. I need him to make a move, honestly, because I just gotta know, like, he has to feel the same way, right? I don't know. I guess I gotta keep reading.
High up in the sky.
Liz also says, was it weird that his compliment sent warmth from the tips of my toes all the way to the squint of my eyes? How has she not realized it yet? Like, okay. I knew I said that I was gonna like try and finish this book or whatever, and I'd like check in with you guys like after my timer was done, but I'm back. I'm here 45-ish minutes later, and I'm to a part where they're alone, and she's finally discovered her feelings and stuff like that, and Wes just said the sweetest thing ever, and I feel like something's going to happen, so I wanted to get my reaction to that. But before we do that, I have to tell you what he said. Okay, so this is Wes to Liz. Hey, your curls are back. I think I've missed them. Weren't you the one who demanded I straighten my hair? I was, and I think I regret all of it. I missed your clothes and curly hair. You look the best when you're you. You look the best when you're you? Oh my gosh. Guys, stop. Oh my god. Why does this happen? I knew this was gonna happen. I'm so annoyed. my gosh. Okay, my timer is done. I'm currently on page 298 and I have to finish this book. There are about 350 pages. It's 11:30. I'm just gonna go for it. I'll probably update you guys in the morning on my final thoughts, but I am so excited to finish this book. It's just so freaking good. Okay, hey guys, I kind of failed a little. Today's actually Saturday, not Friday. Yesterday I had the day off work and I just had a lot of stuff that I needed to do, a lot of errands that I wanted to run, and a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do for like a really long time. So Luke and I went out all day and did a bunch of stuff, and by the time I was thinking about getting to reading, it was a lot later than I had anticipated. So we're just gonna do the reading that was supposed to be on Friday today on Saturday. First, before we start reading for the day, we have to talk about this book. I know for the other books that I read during this video, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna wait until the end, whatever, like I'm sure my ratings will change. This one is a 5 out of 5 automatically. It's just so good. The banter between Wes and Liz and the whole idea that they grew up together and then ended up falling in love later in life, and he was basically in love with her like his whole life. It's just so cute. And also towards the end, how everything was resolved. Everything was resolved with her friend Joss, with her stepmom Helena, everything with Wes was resolved obviously, and how they went to so good. I love this book so much that I had to pick up something else by her too, and I actually went to Barnes & Noble yesterday to pick up a few books because they had a sale, and I ended up getting Mr. Wrong Number. This one is closed door because it's YA, and this one is more adult, and I think that it gets like a little steamy at parts, I heard. So we'll see how I like this one. I just loved her writing so much that I had to pick up another book by her. I don't really think I want to read any of my new ones today. I think I want to read one that I've had on my bookshelf forever, and I know it's kind of crazy, but I still haven't read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I've been wanting to read this book for so long, so I think that we're gonna get started on this one today. Today we have to read for 4 hours and 37 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. Okay, I got the timer started. Let's just get to reading. Okay guys, I am back. I've got 2 hours and 51 minutes left, so I read for about an hour and 40-ish minutes. Currently on page 82, about to start chapter 9, and I'm really enjoying this so far. At first, whenever she was talking about her parents, and then I heard about cancer, and then I heard about like her dad dying and stuff like that, I was like, is this just gonna be like in 5 years and better than movies like mixed together? But then I regained hope as I kept on reading. Once I got to page like 40-ish. If you haven't heard about Beach Read, it's basically just about this girl named January. She's an author, her life is amazing, and then it kind of goes to shit. She's also really poor, so she has nowhere to live, and after her dad died, she left him like a place to live at for free, so she was like, hey, like might as well, I'm poor, so why not? And there's this guy named Gus, and she went to college with him. He's also an author, and he also lives across the street, like they're like next door neighbors. I'm basically at a part in the book where they make like a deal with each other where they switch genres, and they're gonna do like research with each other and teach each other how they write their books and stuff like that. So she has to write a literary fiction and he has to write like a romance women's fiction type book, and whoever gets the book published first wins, and the other person has to like promote the book, and they have to write an endorsement on the cover. So I'm very interested to see where this goes. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I did at the beginning. I have some laundry that I need to switch out, and then we're just gonna get right back in onto reading. Alright, we got about an hour and 26 minutes left for the day. I've got a little glass of wine. We're kind of just chilling. Luke is also here. Say hi.
Hey.
He's just gonna be chilling while I read. And speaking of it, let's go ahead and get into it because it is almost 10 p.m. and I'm already really tired. An hour and 26 minutes. Let's go.
Into the place, dispatch you from a ways. My heart is
I did it. Okay, hey guys, it's the next day. Let's go ahead and do a quick little reading wrap up. The first book that I finished was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I really enjoyed this and I'm honestly gonna give it 4.5 stars. The fifth one I gave 5 stars. This one gave that sort of feeling still, but it's also just like leading up to the end, so I'm super excited to read the last book. And if you've never read the Harry Potter series, I highly recommend it. The next book I read was In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. This book was a really quick read for me and it was just so easy to get through, even though it was about something that's kind of sad, and like it was a sad book. And in the end my rating might change, but I think for right now I'm gonna stick with a solid like 3.75, just because the beginning makes you think that it's leading up to this like big huge change in her life, and it kind of does, but at the same time it doesn't. It's like you expect more out of the ending, and I think maybe that's like the whole point of the book. It's not my favorite ending though, so that's why I'm gonna give it a 3.75. Sorry about that, my camera died. The next book I read was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and you guys already know this is a 5-star read for me. Just the banter, the storyline, there were so many different layers to Liz. It felt like she was like a real person to me. Wes and Liz are the new blueprint for me. I'm constantly gonna be comparing them to every single couple in the books I read henceforth. Did I really just say henceforth? How old am I? That was weird. Okay. And then lastly, Beach Read by Emily Henry. Currently on page 265, so we got a little bit still left to finish. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this book so far, and if you want to see my rating on it, look out for my April wrap-up video. If you have any opinions on these books that you want to share, or any book recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments down below. And of course, like and subscribe because we'd love to have you here. Alright, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.